you need to take this very seriously and follow the instructions of your state and local officials because they are going to be providing you with the best advice in terms of how to deal with this storm over the coming days.
The voice of President Obama there, urging residents to be prepared as what could be the largest storm ever to hit the U.S. approaches. Hurricane Sandy is set to bring much of the East Coast, including New York and Washington, to a virtual standstill over the next few days. All U.S. stock markets will be closed today and possibly Tuesday. Bond markets will stay open until noon. Wall Street banks have activated emergency plans with many staff working from home or other offices. Mayor Bloomberg has closed New York's mass transit system as well as public schools and ordered an evacuation of 375,000 people in coastal areas, including downtown offices of banks such as Citigroup. Sandy has also blown the presidential race off course. Obama and challenger Mitt Romney have been forced to cancel campaign meetings, fueling fears the storm could disrupt early voting. The hurricane also likely to cause financial headaches for U.S. airlines. More than 7,000 flights to and from the Northeast Corridor have been cancelled. A mixed picture for hotels in the region. They're busy handling cancellations, but also taking bookings, of course, for guests who can't leave town or from people who've left their homes. U.S. East Coast oil refineries cutting back on production. The likely reduction in crude use by the world's largest consumer, pushing the price of oil down below $109 a barrel. 6 refineries representing 7% of total U.S. capacity could be hit by the storm. Right, let's talk about this and its impact on the markets. Mike Ingram is market commentator, BGC Partners. Morning to you, Mike. I guess the markets are going to be pretty thin and pretty jittery on the back of this.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, European volumes are pretty much at 10-year lows anyway, and New York's closure is going to exacerbate this.
Big one as well for Obama and Romney on how Obama handles this.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be a real test of leadership, but I guess it's, in many respects, as a gift to Obama. It's his time to look presidential. But, you know, looking at it seriously, let's hope that there's no further loss of human life.
We've got to talk about Europe. Monti is meeting Rajoy. Hollande is meeting Lagarde, Lamy and Gurria. Let's talk about Monti and Rajoy. It's going to be quite heated.
Yeah, pretty prickly. I mean, you had Monti a few days ago basically saying Spain needs to take a bailout. Of course, he's talking his own book because Italy knows that they're next in the firing line if things really go badly for Spain. But of course, you know, Rajoy dragging his feet. And let's be honest, bond markets at the moment giving both countries the benefit of the doubt. And I think it's only when the bond markets put a gun to Rajoy's head that he's actually going to move and, you know, take this bailout. I
mean, ECB policymaker Novotny says Madrid fully financed till the end of the year. Is it?
Pretty much so. I mean, pretty heavy issuance in, current month. They've sailed through that courtesy of Mario Draghi, I would have to say. So in terms of cash flow, yeah, I think they are actually pretty much done. But of course, you know, it's we're only a few weeks before the end of the year now, really. Sure. So it's not in any way a permanent solution.
Quick word on earnings, Mike. We've beaten estimates in Europe, but how wary do we need to be about that, given that estimates have been lowered so much?
Well, I think very much so. I mean, there's always this sort of game which is played. They say, OK, you've beaten estimates, but look where estimates have come this year. If you look at Euro stocks, I mean, earnings estimates have come down by 14%. Effectively, the earnings growth that we were supposed to get this year out of Europe is now going to happen next year. Now, the question is, with Europe set to be in recession next year, how plausible is that? I would have to say, not very.
Mike, many thanks. Number of big earnings releases earlier in Asia. Let's get to Tara in Hong Kong. Investment bank Nomura doing well, Tara.
Yeah, it looks like it. We've got no major weather warnings over here in Asia, so we're churning out with the earnings. And Nomura, its fourth good profit, fourth quarter straight in a row. Fixed income really helping Nomura, and that we've seen with its U.S. peers, J.P. Morgan and also Morgan Stanley. Even though they've had a weak side on equities, fixed income is helping them roll along. So that's Japan's biggest investment bank doing quite well.
All right. On the other hand, we've got Honda, and things not looking too positive for Honda.
No, Honda came out with an outlook saying that it was going to sell 1/5 or 20% fewer cars this year, and that based around a really worrying sign in China as Chinese consumers continue to show backlash against Japanese brands. So this first earnings report, which was weaker than expected from Honda, actually also sending out some worrying signals about the other Japanese automakers who are due to report in the next week. China is really starting to hurt these guys, and it's a bad signal.
Okay, Tara, thanks a lot. Finally, I'll leave you with our pick of the day. Today, it's of heavyweight boxing champion Vitaly Klitschko, the 2-meter tall Ukrainian, now packing a political punch after leading his Liberal Party to third place in Sunday's parliamentary election. President Viktor Yanukovych's pro-business party seems likely to hold on to a majority, but will face a revitalized opposition boosted by Klitschko and a resurgent nationalist party. That's it. I'm Axel Threlfall. This is Reuters.